Hi, I'm Dr. Rajani. Thanks for joining me today. I'm answering the question from a viewer, how long do dermal fillers really last? This was someone who had a little filler in the cheek and under the eye, and 4 years later said that she hasn't had any other products in there, but it looks a little baggy now. Is it just aging, or could it indeed be dermal filler? If you like these videos, smash that like button, subscribe, and please share them with your friends. Help us grow. So absolutely it can be filler, but the first thing to understand is when everyone talks about filler, what is it? There's a whole group of what we call fake fillers or fake substances or even silicone that are repackaged in syringes. So I'm talking about, we'll assume it's legitimate product. When we talk about filler, there's many different ones in terms of what they're made of. What she's referring to was hyaluronic acid filler, the most commonly used. It is dissolvable and it is used in many areas of the face, including the under eye, the lip, the cheeks. Can filler be placed anywhere? Pretty much. It can be done. The question is, should it be done? So that's hyaluronic acid filler. The ones we're not referring to in this video will be calcium hydroxylapatite, like Radius, Bellafill or PMMA type fillers, or Sculptra, PLLA, poly-L-lactic acid. So cross-linked hyaluronic acid fillers, could it be and why? And the question becomes, if it's approved or studied for 1 year duration, like many of them are, there's 6-month fillers, 1 year fillers, and up to 2 years. So Juvederm Voluma would be FDA approved for up to 2 years. Very expensive study, but why wouldn't they study it to 3 years? Well, you want to get the product out there. Every year you don't get it to market, you've lost millions and millions of dollars. But if a product is, let's just say it's approved for 1 year, the one that was used in her cheek, why would it be there 4 or 5 years later? What are the reasons? The reason is the approval study is just what it is. It's to get it approved, and they do look at duration. But when you think about it, what gets rid of fillers? And there's a few factors. Number one is migration of products. So you put a product in, and it might sit there, but then all of a sudden you move, there's a lot of musculature there, and it flattens, it moves, it migrates. Of course, filler does migrate. So that's one thing that would make the result not last necessarily more than a year in the study. Number two is there's about 5 hyaluronidases, so they break down hyaluronic acid in everyone's body to varying degrees. So we do metabolize it and break it down at different rates. Number 3 would be collagen loss. So after about a year, if you look at one of those studies, maybe 70 or 60% result is still there, 30 to 40% is gone. That's not enough to get an approval beyond that. So it still leaves 60% of the product there, but we lose collagen, we lose bone, the musculature plays a role, but you're still, let's call it 60% of the product still there at a year. So of course, it could be there at 4 or 5 years. I've seen product last up to 10 years. People come in specifically with the under eye, and it's baggy after 10 years, and they swear they haven't done anything, assuming it's real product, not permanent, and they thought they were getting something else. It is hyaluronic acid. And how do I know? Because you can put hyaluronidase in there, and in hours, that's how long it takes, it goes. Now there might be a little fluid in there, there might be, the product certainly needs to be eliminated from the body, so it can take up to a week, but within hours you see a result from the dissolving. You know that indeed was hyaluronic acid filler. And anyone who's been injecting for a long time will tell you that they've dissolved filler from many years ago. The longest I had was about 10. And of course, it's still in there because what does hyaluronic acid do? It draws water in. So even though, let's say there was 20% of product left in a delicate area like the under eye, where you're going to see minute details, and all of a sudden it drew water in, and often when hyaluronic acid attracts water, it holds it. It doesn't let it go. You have to dissolve it. It goes away, then we know what it was. So it lasts a long time. You don't need a study to tell people who practice that. You don't need anything else. we know it lasts a long time. There you now know. I put a complete playlist up here on dermal fillers so you can watch them being placed. You can see a lot more questions being answered, see which ones might be or may not be right for you. Stay tuned here. Keep your skin and body beautiful, healthy, and vibrant.